Retired Navy SEALs Bill Brown, Rob Sweetman, thank you, sir, both sirs, for serving America as you did. You fought hard. Bill was one of the primary organizers of yesterday's Veterans March in D.C. to support Pete Hegseth, and Rob helped get veterans to travel to Washington to rally for Pete Hegseth. Bill, let's start with you. Why was it important for veterans to go to D.C. to rally behind Pete Hegseth?
Because we've served our country, we've been in harm's way, and we love our nation. And we realize that Pete loves our nation. He served in harm's way as well. We realize how messed up the Pentagon leadership has been. We know that Pete's the right person to fix it. Just a couple failures with the Pentagon that really rallied up the SEAL community and the veteran community as a whole. There recently, the Pentagon approved a plea deal with Khalid Sheikh Mohammed, who's responsible for murdering 2,977 American citizens. And they agreed to a plea deal where he doesn't get the death penalty.
In 9/11. That's 9/11, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm sorry, keep going.
I was a SEAL on 9/11 and have no doubt that the SEAL community finds this outrageous. Have no doubt that we find the fact that they withdrew in Afghanistan, gave over $7 billion worth of military equipment to jihadists, the Taliban, who have American blood on their hands. It's currently giving them millions of dollars each month. The SEAL community and veteran community find this outrageous. The fact that they let a spy balloon go over an entire nation, collect information on sensitive military installations, the SEAL community and veteran community finds this outrageous. Also have no doubt with the sophisticated portable weapon systems out there, the fact that none of the intellectuals in the Pentagon had the courage to speak up and say maybe we should have an open border because it's a national security threat. All these reasons rallied us to the cause. Not only do we support Pete, but we need Pete, because really it's about protection. It's about protecting you, me, and every other American. And your previous speaker talked about mismanagement and how that cost lives and lost of treasure in L.A. Well, it's going to do the same with us, and that's why we need Pete, and we can't get Pete in there fast enough.
You know, Rob, Bill just laid it out beautifully. I mean, American soldiers lay their lives on the line. They and their families, like you know, have sacrificed so much for America. So now we've got this story. When you talk to veterans, are they worried that Biden did focus the Pentagon too much on DEI and going woke and not on lethality, not on meritocracy, not on accountability? Because we dug into the numbers. Look at what the Pentagon under Biden is spending. They're going to spend over $400 million on DEI under Biden. I mean, so, Rob, isn't the U.S. military in a major recruiting crisis? I mean, we saw that one branch, it's only one branch, is meeting its recruiting threshold. What do you think, Rob?
That's exactly right. And I was going to bring up the DEI because the issue is really a rotting away of what it means to be in the military and to be a lethal fighting force. Look, we need to get our recruiting numbers up, and that's not going to happen when people are wondering when they're leaving high school if they should join the military, if they know if they're going to have some type of gender issue or if they're going to be forced into jabs. I mean, I've got one friend that I just spoke with the other day who was forced out of the military because he chose not to take the forced jab. Now, that's very common because we saw 8,000 service members lost their careers. They're no longer in the military because of that. And we hope that Trump can come back and restore some of that and maybe even get some of them back on active duty. I got to tell you, but a lot of the damage has already been done.
Rob, I hear you loud and clear. You know, we never talk about it. My family's going to be really angry with me. We've got family members who fought in practically every war since the Civil War on the Union side. My mother never knew her father because he was hit with mustard gas in World War I, and so she lost him during the Great Depression. And then she lost her brother-in-law who died from pneumonia and FDNY. We know what it means. You know, my sister's brother-in-law died in 9/11. He was a fireman. So I just want to get back to you, Bill, on this, because what Rob just said is so important. When you see $431 million spent on DEI, when you see 8,000 soldiers let go because they didn't want to take the COVID vaccine, which had dangerous side effects like blood clots, you know, when you see the salaries not going up for the U.S. troops, do you think America is finally waking up to the abuses the Biden White House put on the Pentagon?
100%, and it's crystal clear if you look at the last election. President Trump won every swing state, and I'll tell you the truth: if there was voter ID, he would have won every state. I think the American people rose up. I think they've had enough. You can look what happened in New York City recently, where the borders aren't properly vetted. You have Americans getting burned alive on subways. You can look what's happening in LA, in beautiful cities in complete chaos because of mismanagement. The American people have had enough. The men and women who serve their country have had enough. Look, their ideas are so bad, they have to open up the borders for votes. Their ideas are so bad, their mismanagement is so bad that they're destroying our military. Their ideas are so bad, they're talking about lowering the standards. And I'll tell you the truth, current warfare is getting extremely advanced. What we need to do is actually raise the standards. And we got to offer, similar to the corporate sector, incentives to get the talented personnel we need.
So what Bill just said, Rob, by the way, and Bill, it's unseemly and obnoxious for an anchor to talk about their personal lives, and I apologize for that. I feel for you guys and veterans out there for what you've endured. Rob, please take the last word on this.
When I look at Pete, I see a person with three big things that we need right now. That's experience, and what I mean by that is battlefield experience. Trust. Trust is a big one. I can assure you that people coming into the military right now don't know who they can trust. We need that trust restored.
Need that trust restored.
Vision. We need a leader.
A leader. Okay, Bill Bryant, Rob Sweetman. And Rob Sweetman, thank you, gentlemen, for your service to America. Great to see you both. Please come back soon.